Hello, welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports, and I'd like to try something different. This is me asking the YouTube universe what some of their experiences are with Rene Herse tires. And the reason for this is, as a bike shop, I buy from my distributors. And the Continental 5000 STR is, or the 728 of the Continental 5000 STR is a very hard tire to acquire at the moment. And this is February 28, 2023. And I'm looking for a very nice tire in a 728. And so that 5000 STR is just, it's sold out at my at one of my distributors, and it's sold out from the people who actually import them to the US. And one of the things I heard was, I guess they have like 15,000 on order, but they have 50,000 orders. I don't know. Maybe that was a hyperbole on their end. But so I'm looking for a very nice substitute. Now the 5000 STR, it's not a fantastic riding tire. It's not like supple and beautiful and, creamy, silky ride feel. No, it doesn't have that. But what it does have is performance. It is a fast tire. And some of the puncture resistance has dropped off from when it used to be a TL. Now is an STR. It's got a little bit more, it's more puncture prone and sidewall cuts apparently for some folks. But I love Vittoria tires. Love Vittoria Corsa tires. Supple, smooth, comfortable tires. But after about 1,000 miles, or maybe a little less, they become very puncture prone. And I can kind of get them, but I'm looking for something kind of right in between, right? So something that is really fast, but not puncture prone like a Vittoria. Now, there are pro teams riding Vittoria tires, but they can they probably have thousands of tires allocated to them throughout the year. I don't have that type of budget, so I need a tire that'll last. And I've got a few events coming up. I've got a 400K and a 600 kilometer. So the 400K is March 18th, and the 600 kilometer event is April 22nd. So I want a nice fast tire, but I want it to be comfortable. And that's why instead of the Continental STR, which I know is a fast tire, it's just not that comfortable. In a 28, 30, 32, anything's comfortable, right? But relatively speaking, the Vittoria is a much more comfortable tire. A Veloflex tire is also a dream to ride. I rode those for years. I think I even have some here. The problem is they are also puncture prone. So I don't want to use those on a 400K and a 600K. And if you're not aware, these, like the 400K 252 miles and the 600K 375 miles, you're unsupported. So, how many flats are acceptable and all that stuff, and how much time off the bike. And, do you want to get a flat in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning on a 375 miler? You don't want to deal with that stuff, right? But I don't like gator skin tires. I don't like to ride those kinds of things. Puncture proof tires. Life's too short to ride shitty tires, people. So I just don't ride them. So I would like to hear from you folks if you ride Rene Herse tires on the roadside. And I'm also looking at them on the gravel side. As I build my Ritchie, I'm looking at the Snoqualmie Pass, which are in a 44. So I have tire clearance on that Ritchie Outback to 48, so 44 will be fine. Gives me plenty of clearance for sand, dirt, mud, whatever. And so I'm looking at that tire. The only downside that I see is that the Cayuse, I believe it's called. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but the Cayuse in a 728, I guess it requires tubes and not a tubeless setup. So we're back to, okay, what tube choice do I use? Because, well, latex bleeds out way too much pressure, and you're going to ride over 24 hours on this 375 miler. Yeah, on the 375. So, you know, I don't know. Do we go back to TPUs now? Anyway, you can see there's a tire conundrum, right? Okay, anyway, I want to hear from you folks. Do you ride them? They used to be called Compass, so maybe you'll know them by that name. Do you ride them for road? Do you ride them for gravel, for dirt? What has been your experience? They have like 4 different casings. So they got the extra light, they got standard, they got endurance and endurance plus. Now, I just became a Rene Herse dealer, so this is why my curiosity has peaked, because I do want to support them. They're a small business, and I want to be able to support small businesses. If we go back to the fact that the 728 and 30 and 32, those tires, yeah, I could search on Amazon and buy them, but I'm a bike shop. I support my distributors because they support me, and I support the importer because that's what they're there for. I don't buy in the open market. During lockdown, I had to, because my distributors had shut down, or they were on skeleton crew, and it was taking you like 2 weeks to get an order because they only had like, you know, they had to space everyone out because of COVID, and or they were completely closed because the state had shut them down. So I had to get product to fix all the bikes that I was inundated with, because all the bikes came out of the woodworks. So here I am, putting it out to the universe, as they say. I'd like to hear some feedback. Drop some comments down below. This is a time when I don't have any valuable content to give to you, but I'm hoping that this community now responds and provides me with some feedback and some content so that I can make an informed decision. And as a new Rene Herse dealer, I know what to bring into the store to stock and for my own personal use. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Let's continue this in a series of videos, and let's see what we discover together. Okay, cheers.